Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rocks with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. All right, rock stars. So energy level is a little low today. Just got some pretty upsetting news about my friend that is in the hospital, who had the stroke. He is not doing the best, so I'm just gonna keep asking you guys to pray for him. It is it's just such a sad situation, you guys. It's such a sad situation. He's a really good guy, really great family. I just hate that this is happening. Anyway, pray for him and his family, his kids in particular, his mom. They're definitely needed, you guys. But anyway, let me get on with the video. The impeachment hearings that's going on. Sondland, so they got him up on the stand yesterday, and he gave them an earful, to say the least. He is the ambassador to the EU, which is the European Union, I believe it is. And from what I understand, you get these ambassadorships, you're appointed them usually when you have spent or donated a lot of money to a campaign, for presidency. They reward you by granting you ambassadorship. So I guess y'all stupid ass president had given him this position because he had donated $1 million to his campaign. So he was a heavy hitter. He was definitely one that Donald Trump trusted and had in his camp, took his money and used it to, try to get the seat. So I believe that Sondland getting up there is very credible, just on the strength that, he definitely was an ally for Trump at one time, and he just realized that shit was wrong. Okay, and he knew a lot, and he said a lot. Okay, basically said that there was a quid pro. Why, my mind, you guys, is not here. It's a quid pro quo, and that everyone knew that entailed the Ukraine looking into this issue with Biden, and in return, whether or not, sorry, you guys, let me just get my thoughts together. There was a quid pro quo, and that basically Donald Trump knew exactly what he was doing, even if he may have sent Rudy Giuliani in there to do his dirty work. Everybody was under the understanding that this was at the order of Donald Trump. It was definitely damaging. I don't even know if I should say damaging testimony, but it was definitely like, one of those days when everybody is just sort of like, oh my gosh, this is really gonna do y'all stupid ass president in. But, at the end of the day, when I still think about it, you guys, I don't see the Senate impeaching him. I just do not see them doing it. The Republicans are all still very supportive of him, with just a few exceptions. They have his back, and the Senate is run by the Republicans, and I just don't see them doing it, you guys. I honestly don't. Like I said last week, I think that maybe the hopes is that we'll just be so disgusted with him that he won't be able to win the re-election. But that brings me on to the next topic, which was, did you guys watch the Democratic debates last night? I didn't either. And I saw a couple of clips. I saw the news pundits talking about it, and I think everybody is under the consensus that it's just really nobody on the Democratic side that, I feel is the one that has that in them to give it to Donald Trump in the next election. It's a very dismal kind of outlook for the United States for these next 5 years. I have really just come to believe that, we kind of SOL. Maybe I'm wrong, you guys, and maybe you guys can kind of, direct me differently. But yeah, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I honestly don't believe he'll be impeached, though. And even if he is impeached, he will still sit his ass right up in that office, okay? As Bill Clinton. They don't take him out. They definitely ain't gonna take out a Republican, okay? But we'll see. This is just my uneducated political guess, so I could be wrong, okay? If I am wrong and you guys see some light at the end of the tunnel that I am missing, then you guys go on and explain that all to us down in the comments. I am always reading, and I always learn in my comments too. So y'all get on down there and let me know what you think. But yeah, the impeachment process, these hearings, they are exciting, but I don't know how much good they're gonna do towards getting y'all stupid ass president out of that office. All right, you guys, so they say the more money you make, the more problems you have. Okay, more money, more problems. Lizzo. So Lizzo's been in the blogs a lot lately, you know. At first it was because we was loving her to death. I promise you we were. Everybody was saying that she was so unapologetically her and that she had all of the confidence and, you know, she was a big girl and she knew she was fine and she knew she was sexy and, you know, everybody loved that about Lizzo. Loved that that was what she stood on. That was what her album was all about. Yeah, she could do no wrong, okay? What a difference a day makes. A few weeks ago, I heard a story about, well, it was floating around, basically, that you guys know the beginning of Truth Hurts, the song at the beginning when she says, I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch, okay? Well, Lizzo evidently had gotten that line from a meme that was going around. She wasn't exactly clear who created the meme. Like most of us, we don't usually know, especially if it gains traction and goes viral on social media. But she took that and she put it in her song. After she did that, there was these two guys that came out, Jeremy and, let me see, what are their names? Justin and Jeremiah Raisin, okay, they came out and said that they felt like they should be getting credit for the song Truth Hurts because they helped her write it, and Lizzo was trying to take all of the credit for this song. Now, she kept on denying that they were not involved. She wrote that song with somebody else named Ricky Reed, and it was just her and him and her tears, okay? But that still brought to question that very beginning of the song, I just took a DNA test. So it turns out there's a British, I'm not sure if she's a rapper, but she is an artist, a British artist by the name of Mina Lioness. She was the person that actually wrote that, who was responsible for that. So I think after like 6 or 7 months of going back and forth with Lizzo's team, she finally did agree that the girl should get credit for it and added her to the writing credits of the song. Okay, isn't it something how one line, okay, and you have to give credit for that. But honestly, that line is so memorable on the beginning of that song that, yeah, the girl should get credit for it. And she finally did. Lizzo did add it to, you know, add her name to the writing credits, and I'm sure that that girl is getting some money for that too, considering how successful that song has been. So that was one thing that she had to go through. Okay, now we hear that, oh my God, I didn't even write this information down, but I remember the story. I'm just not going to have any names for you. Now we're hearing that she's being sued for $75,000 because there was a girl who worked for one of these delivery companies, Postmates, Uber Eats, you know, Grubhub, something like that. Lizzo evidently had placed an order and had it come to an order of seafood, and I'm assuming it was expensive, had it come to a hotel that she had given a false name for, okay? Now, when the girl got to the hotel, she's waiting for Lizzo. I'm assuming they're texting, but you know, she's texting to her, letting her know I'm here, you know, I'm down in the lobby or whatever their arrangement was, and Lizzo never responded. They said that the girl walked around the hotel even gave the hotel staff the name that Lizzo had given, okay, because she had given a false name, wanted to know, she wanted to get this food to this person. Well, they said they didn't have a person by that name in their hotel. Okay, so she set her 5-minute timer, and if you've ordered food from these places before, once the 5-minute timer runs out, then you are protected by your job to leave with this food. Okay, and I know a friend of mine works for Postmates, and I'm telling you, if I had $1 for every single time that they let that 5-minute clock run down and them people don't come get their food, I know something. I'm telling you, I would be rich. You would be surprised how many people do not pick up their food. And whenever I'm talking to my friend and they're delivering the food, they go home with other people's food all the time. All right, people out there obviously got money to waste. And I guess Lizzo is one of those people as well. So Lizzo, once she realized that her food didn't come, or she wasn't able to get in touch with the girl delivering her food, she put on her social media, she tweeted the people, tweeted the company that was delivering the food, that this girl, whatever her name was, ran off with my food. Okay, I never got my food. You better be lucky I don't fight like I used to, and actually put a picture of the girl and her name on her Twitter. Now, you have to remember, when you are a celebrity or when you have like a major following like this, and you have fans or fanatics, people that are going to have your back no matter what, you have to be aware and conscious that those people will probably go after the person that you're saying wronged you, right? So folks started going after the girl, sending her death threats. I mean, social media, you guys, is such the fucking devil. Why are you guys sending this girl death threats when Lizzo didn't even think enough to go get her damn food? It's not even that serious. But anyway, it got to the point where this woman was being harassed by Lizzo's fans, and I think she lost the job. I think the company dropped her, and now she is suing Lizzo for $75,000 for emotional distress and duress and whatever else it is. Okay, and I don't see a problem with it. I just don't. Like, you have to be aware that you kind of sicken people on a girl. And they don't even know the full story. Like, you didn't go down to get your damn food. All right. This girl did her due diligence trying to get this food to you. You just give one part of the story, and then you got all these people attacking her. So really, I think Lizzo, we ain't even got to go to court and shit. Just give her the $75,000, girl, and learn a very, very hard lesson today. Is that you have to remember who you are. You're a celebrity now. Okay, you got to move different. But no, I don't think that the girl should not sue her. Like, I think that she has every right. Every right. Okay, and actually $75,000 is really not that much money in the grand scheme of things. Okay, so I think Lizzo can handle that. But so that's been another little, blemish on her record lately. And now I'm hearing that Ari Lennox was upset that she did not win the Soul Train Music Award for Best Mixtape or Album, Best Soul Mixtape or Album for her last album that she has out. She was nominated for I think 3 awards, but that award in particular, she was hoping that she'd win because she is a bona fide soul singer. She's a soul artist, an R&B and soul artist. People will say that maybe Lizzo is not an R&B artist or a soul artist. And so Ari was upset that, damn, I'm at the Soul Train Music Awards. I know that there might be times where I'll be snubbed, but I didn't think that I'd be snubbed at the Soul Train Music Awards. I'm a soul singer. Okay, that is what I do. And not necessarily what Lizzo does. What do you guys think about Lizzo's her album. And do you guys believe that she could be considered an R&B and soul singer? I think that Lizzo is multi-genre. I believe that she has some pop. I believe she has some R&B and soul. I believe she has some rap in her. I believe she has spread herself out so that she can kind of hit all of these areas, whereas when you're just one certain type of artist and you're pigeonholed into into this genre, and then, you know, everybody knows that R&B and soul is not even, I almost feel like it's a genre that they're trying to kill off, you know, because everything is so pop influenced now. But you know, when you are just one type of artist, and it's not nothing bad about it, but you just don't get as much shine, I believe. And so her being upset that she didn't get that award, I mean, I guess I can understand the frustration that she would feel, because she feels like she's true to this genre. But you know, you can't really be mad at Lizzo, because, you know, she's winning right now. The hate was not fair to Lizzo, because, I mean, she can't help it if she wins an award. That's nothing that she has any control of, other than people liking her music, you know. So Ari Lennox's fans went after Lizzo, and then it turned into this whole big thing, and everybody is mad at Lizzo. And I was just like, damn, wasn't we just loving her? Like, what happened? You know, that's why I'm always like, you can't never get too comfortable with all of the love that people show you, because, you know, you have to stay grounded and know. Because, you know, they love you one day and hate you the next. And I don't think Lizzo has done anything all that terrible for the hate that's been coming her way. Would I consider Lizzo R&B, just R&B soul artist flat out? No. I believe she has that in her, the same way that she has pop in her, and she has rap in her and all of that. But I don't know if I would pinpoint her as solely as an R&B and soul artist. But, you know, I still love her. I love that album. It showcases her talents and the way that she's able to be a little bit of everything. And yeah, you know, shout out to Ari Lennox, who is just frustrated and who's just getting started. And I mean, not just getting started, but, you know, she's new to the music industry, and maybe skin ain't as tough as it needs to be. She's saying that she may quit. Well, I hope that she doesn't, and I'm sure she probably won't. I think that's just the frustration in her. But she, you know, she's gonna learn real soon that, you know, you just have to make the music, you know, and hope that the people appreciate, you know, what you do, and can't even get too caught up in these awards. The awards are not always a true reflection of what people think about you anyway. Honestly, you gonna be okay. Okay, don't let that be any reflection on how well you believe you've done in your career. All right. But shout out also to Lizzo, who I think that even though she's getting a lot of hate thrown her way, she shouldn't, because she's talented. It's enough room for everybody out there, you know, to get to this money, get to this music, get their talents out there. So, you know, and then not to end on a bad note for Lizzo, she did get 8 Grammy nominations. She is leading the pack with 8 Grammy nods, and so that means she's definitely doing something right. Okay, and you know, sometimes we just got to work harder if that's the goal that we have set for ourselves. If the Grammy is what we have set for ourselves, then you know what? Maybe you just might need to push a little harder. But congratulations to Lizzo. Okay, still love her to death. I like Ari too, though. She'll come out. She'll be all right, girl. Hold your head up. All right, you guys, this story about this Harriet Tubman movie and Julia Roberts, I almost don't even believe it. Okay, it's so ridiculous and so way out there that I almost have this feeling like the screenwriter who put the story out there, Gregory Allen Howard, unless he decides to tell us who the fucking studio exec was that said that they wanted Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman, I am going to choose to not really believe this story. Okay. And basically the story is he said that it was very difficult getting this Harriet Tubman movie made. This movie that just came out a few weeks ago. Many of you guys were not happy with the movie. I haven't seen it. I didn't have any desire to see it. There are a lot of people who were upset that there was like a white man hero in the movie. Again, I don't really know what the storyline was. I mean, I thought Harriet Tubman, we was just out there freeing the slaves. You know, I didn't know it was a white man even involved in all of that. I mean, I'm sure she had help, but you know what I mean? So anyway, so the screenwriter is just telling a story about how back in 1994 he had a meeting with a studio exec and he was like, oh, we're going to get Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman. Okay, the abolitionist, really? Okay, we're going to have her play Harriet Tubman. And when the screenwriter was like, Harriet Tubman is black. Okay, not to mention that she is not a character. She's actually a real historic person. Okay. And the executive just kind of scoffed at it like, you know, that was so long ago, people won't even remember that. But I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, Harriet Tubman is definitely somebody that is taught even in the white schools. Okay. So we can't even claim as white people who might be ignorant and not know who Malcolm X is, because you don't hear much about Malcolm X in the schools. But if they didn't, but you know, even though you know that wasn't a good example. I'm trying to think of somebody who would be, okay, Stokely Carmichael. Like, they wouldn't know who that was. You know, that's not something that's taught in the white schools. But everybody knows that Harriet Tubman is black. And there's no way that they would have got away with that. I mean, the black people would have had, can you imagine? It would have been a mess. And Julia Roberts is smart. She would definitely not play Harriet Tubman. She would be so aware of how many people she would be offending. Okay, so I honestly don't even believe that story because they just said a studio exec. It almost made it feel like they were just trying to put this story out there to inflame, to, you know, piss some black people off, because, you know, we can't wait to be mad, child. And also to bring even more attention to this movie. I don't know. It just doesn't ring true to me. It's just so stupid and ridiculous that I can't even bring myself to believe it. What do you guys think about that? Don't it sound like it's something somebody made up? And then, you guys, Monique is suing Netflix and accusing them of racial and gender discrimination. You guys know the story. Netflix offered her $500,000 for like a Netflix special, and she was offended by that offer and said that, you know, many other comics had been offered way more money, even though she has this extensive comedic resume. She's been in movies, she's had stand-up, you know, she's had a successful talk show, she's done this, that, and the other. She felt like they should have given her more money. We've discussed this in length over the year, over this last year. You know, I guess Monique has just decided that she is going to fight. She says she's fighting actually for the comics that's come before her and for the ones that will come after her. And that she feels like, you know, Netflix is discriminating and it is not fair. She says that there are other non-black women comedians that get paid way more money. And she just feels like, you know, fuck you, pay me, kind of. Netflix says that they are going to fight this all the way, that they do not discriminate, they are inclusive, and they have diversity. And I mean, I kind of tend to agree with Netflix. I mean, you can go look at, they have some comedy specials on there. There's people I ain't never even fucking heard of. Like, where this person came from, you know? They give many people chances to have specials on there, not just the big names that you know of. And you know what, if Monique feels like this is what she needs to do for her own sanity, then fine. Okay, if it turns out to help, you know, other black women comics in the future, if that's what it really does, then I'm not mad at it at all. All right. To me, it seems like she's kind of shooting herself in the foot and just kind of beating a dead horse, because I don't know how she's going to be able to prove that she's been discriminated against. That's going to be a tough task, but I can't, I can't worry about Monique. I can't. More power to her. Okay. We'll see what happens with this case. Do you guys believe that Monique has got a dog in the race? You know? Ooh, you gonna hit that card, child. Do you guys believe that Monique has a dog in this race? If you do, y'all just go on and let me know. Dame Dash, okay. Mama named him Damon Dash. I'm gonna call him Damon Dash. He was arrested yesterday for failure to pay child support, somewhere around the amounts of $400,000. All right, he was in Manhattan, and the sheriff's department out there was like, his ass is finally in New York, and they went and arrested him. Now, evidently, he fled New York, and I guess he ain't been to New York since 2015 when this warrant was actually made. I'm not sure if he hasn't. Seemed like I thought he lived in New York, but maybe he doesn't. But like I said, he was in Manhattan. They found out about it. They went down there and got him with no problem. He was released later on yesterday evening, coming out with his lawyers and his new fiance and saying that he doesn't have any money problems. There's no money flow problems, that he paid his bill and it's all taken care of, it's cleared. But a couple of weeks ago, he was in federal court and he told them that he was virtually broke, didn't have any cash flow. The only money that he did have was payments that Lee Daniels was making to him for this $2 million that he owed him. I said, payments? Lee Daniels, are you nickel and diming a nigga? Giving him payments, what, $50 today? $200 on the next check? This man can't get his money. I know Lee Daniels had that $2 million that he could have gave that man and got it cleared out, but that supposedly is his only income. But now he's saying that he is not broke and that he doesn't have any cash flow problems, okay? He actually says that all this mess is because of his two baby mamas. You guys know Rachel Roy and Cindy Morales. That's his other baby mama. Back in 2015, he owed Cindy $62,000, okay? He was supposed to pay that. That's when he fled. But then when Rachel Roy came about and her kids with him, that jumped the bill all the way up to $400,000. He owes her $342,000. Okay, so yeah, that adds up to a little bit over $400,000, and they was able to catch up with that ass. I guess he paid his bill and he's okay. But he says that his two baby mamas, Rachel and Cindy, he says they're, quote, they're pieces of dog shit because they put money before family values. I'm very disappointed in Rachel and not caring about her children, relationship with her children before bread. It's all been about money, end quote. I said, well, I guess he has some disgust for old Rachel in particular. But you got kids, you got to pay your child support. Like, once you part of the system and all of that, they going to catch up with you eventually, especially if you're a big name like that. So, but wait, all's well that ends well, right? He paid his bill, as he said, and, he's clear, and, Rachel got her money and Cindy got her money, and I guess that's that. And then lastly, you guys, in quickies, Jussie Smollett is countersuing the city of Chicago. You guys know they are suing him for reimbursement of the funds that they used to investigate his lying ass. And now Jussie is countersuing and saying that he was the victim of malicious prosecution and that it caused him emotional distress and humiliation. So that's what Jussie got going on right now. I'm surprised that he is still trying to be in this fight. I would have thought that he would have just kind of sat his ass down somewhere and tried to get his career back on track. But no. And I guess that story is just gonna go on and on and on. This mess with Princess and Ray J, look, I'm tired of Princess. Like, I understand that Princess is pregnant and she might be hormonal and emotional. And I understand that Ray J may be an asshole and, may be difficult to deal with. This is the man that you chose to marry, okay? The things that Ray J does cannot be a surprise to her. And this little... You guys, when I read that post, so Ray J posted a picture of her, her pregnant, him holding the baby, and himself at the Soul Train Music Awards on the pre-show red carpet, and just thanking Soul Train Awards for having him. And then she put underneath there, she's, oh, you posting pictures of the family now, but you left me and your daughter stranded in Las Vegas. Okay, and then said something like "bye ugly," but she had like a laughing face on there. I was like, first of all, why are you posting this? Okay, it seemed like there's probably more to that story. All right, because I'm sure he ain't just left his pregnant wife out there, destitute, without a dime to her name and can't get back. I'm sure that there's more to that story, and for you to just put this little bit out there, look, if he really did do that to her, then you need to rethink this whole relationship. If you have a man that you feel like you cannot depend on, then, that's something that you need to be concerned for. But like I said, she's been with him. She married him. This is the man that she got. She's always complaining, always never happy. We thought that it was just an act on the show, but obviously it isn't. Okay, I'm not even taking up for Ray J because Ray J, I'm sure, can be a jerk. I am positive of it. But it's like you put this out there, just for everybody to be mad at Ray J. And I'm just like, girl, this is you and your relationship. Like, why do we need to even know all of this? Okay, why are you even putting this out there? Somebody take her fucking phone. Okay? Because it just seems like they just have regular old arguments and shit, and then she got to go to social media and let everybody know. Like, girl, I'm just... No, I will not be watching Red Table Talk with the intelligent adjacent. I will not. I refuse. If Jada Pinkett Smith needed to have anybody on the show, it needed to be Deja, so that she can speak about the humiliation and embarrassment that she had to suffer from her stupid ass father saying stupid ass shit. But giving him more shine on that subject, no. So I will not be talking about it. I will not be watching it. Don't even ask me on Top of the Blogs next week. Prayers up for Slick Woods. Okay, Slick Woods, who's Mickey Monday's, fake girlfriend on the new season of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Turns out she just announced yesterday that she has stage 3 melanoma. Okay, so she has cancer and she is about to start chemo for treatment. And I was so sad when I read that, you guys. Whenever I read that somebody has cancer, it just always affects me. And I just feel sorry for her. She just had a baby. She's young, and having to battle something like this, so just prayers up for her, because we need her to be here for her baby, you guys, if anything else. And then lastly, congrats to, I guess, a new couple, Tommy Lee from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and Bow Wow. Supposedly they're seeing each other now. I didn't really do much research on this. Somebody actually said it in my comments, and I'm just regurgitating it to you guys, all right? That Bow Wow seems to have a proclivity for crazy women. So if this really is a real relationship or something that they really are trying to do, I would be willing to bet that it's because Tommy, now that she's not going to be on Love and Hip Hop anymore, maybe she's trying to get on TV on Growing Up Hip Hop. Maybe this is her jump over to that side, kind of the same way that the Atneys, Waka Flocka and what's that child's name? Waka Flocka's wife, Tammy Rivera, the way they've jumped over to that show as well. So I wouldn't put much stake into that, but that's what they're saying, that them two are a new couple. Can you imagine? That girl is a healthy, she ain't big, but she look like she real strong and shit, and trying to have her next old little teeny ass. Anyway, I guess congratulations to the happy couple. All right. right, you guys, I'm sorry. I feel like my energy level is very low. Let me get off of here. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back.